If your videos keep gapping out on YouTube after just 1,000 views, and they might skyrocket, get 1,000 views, and then they completely die off, and you mark that off as opposed to it's flopped, it's probably because you're doing one of the 7 things that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video wrong. But I promise you, once you begin to change these things, you're going to see your views start to increase on YouTube, and overall, it's going to help you get more views and more subscribers. In fact, these changes help this creator gain over 20,000 subscribers after struggling to grow, and they help this creator gain over 190,000 subscribers. And the same exact thing can happen to you if you simply make the changes to the times that you're posting, what kind of titles you're using, and even the hashtags you're using, and so much more that I'm going to share with you in this video. Change number 1 is that you need to make sure that you're not making your titles way too long. I see so many creators do this. Although they give you 100 characters, you shouldn't actually be making your title that long. Your title should ideally be 50 to 60 characters long. The reason being, you'll be able to see the whole entire title, and no, that does not include your hashtag. So I would have 50, 60, it's just going to be the characters of the title, and then you can have your hashtags take up most of the rest of the title after that, but I wouldn't use that many hashtags. And I'm going to share with you later on in this video exactly how many hashtags you should be using, but ideally your title is going to be 50 to 60 characters long. If you can't make it that short, well then you probably don't have that good of an idea, and I would go back to the drawing board. The second thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is adding a custom thumbnail into your YouTube Shorts thumbnails. I see so many people do this wrong because they upload from a desktop or they upload without actually changing the thumbnail. And if you change the thumbnail, it's going to increase the amount of people that actually end up clicking on the video. And this is going to be huge considering now that over 75% of the placements that YouTube actually shows up in, your click-through rate is going to matter. You see your swipe rate or your view rate really only matters if you're on the Shorts feed. But a lot of you're not getting views from the Shorts feed. You're getting them from browse features, you're getting them from the short shelf, or you could be getting them from search, or even better from Google search. And guess what? Those views are a lot better because those views don't cap out after 2,500 views or after 3,000 views or however many views you've been getting. Instead, what those views do is they keep going up and up and up because you're getting 1,000 people searching every day, or 2,000 people, or 5,000 people, and 10,000 people. And guess what? Over a long period of time, that equates to a lot more of your videos going viral and you getting a lot more subscribers if you make sure that you're doing the next 5 things that I'm about to share with you right. Change number 3 is that so many of you are using the wrong sound, and today's video sponsor, Epidemic Sound, is going to solve that. In fact, if you go to the pinned comment below, you can get started with Epidemic Sound and their copyright-free music for 30 days. You heard that right. 30 days for a 100% free trial. I strongly suggest you guys get this. The reason being, if you're getting copyright strikes on your content right now, guess what? It 1, could lead to your account getting banned on YouTube, but 2, and more importantly, it could be decreasing the amount of views that you're getting and the amount of views that you're going to get on future videos, which is why you need to make sure that you solve that. In addition, Epidemic Sound makes it incredibly easy for you to be able to curate content that fits the mood of your content, and guess what that does? It increases the amount of time that people actually spend watching your content, which increases your views and ultimately is going to help you get more subscribers. I would never make a video without using Epidemic Sound, and I wouldn't have as many subscribers or as many views that I have if I wasn't implementing this into my content, which is why I strongly suggest that you do too. And best of all, it's going to give you peace of mind because you're not going to be worried about your account getting banned randomly because you're using the wrong sound, or just you're not getting a lot of views because you chose the wrong sound. So what are you waiting for? Go to the pinned comment below and sign up right now and get your 30-day free trial, because I never make a video without using Epidemic Sound, and you shouldn't either. Next thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is you need to make sure that you're not putting your hashtags in the beginning of your title or in the middle of your title. Hashtags should only come at the end of your title. Why? 1, because you need to make sure that you're making good use of those 50 to 60 characters, but secondly, it's going to actually ruin a person's experience. If somebody's reading some text that's a hashtag and then they have to read more text, guess what? They're going to skip over your video because somebody else just made it very clear what their actual piece of content was about, and that is something that's holding a lot of you guys back. Change number 5, before we get into things like what time you should be posting and other really important things that are going to affect how many views you get in the first 24 hours that you upload a video, I need to make sure that you're not just going with the first video idea that you have, the first hook that you have, and the first title that you have. We're going to combine all these into one tip to save some time here, but essentially, you need to be scripting your hook 3 to 4 times. You need to be coming up with 4 to 5 different content ideas, and you need to be coming up with several titles before you can actually find the best one. If you think that your first idea is your best idea, or your first title is your best title, well then you're sadly mistaking yourself and you're kind of doing a disservice to your audience. Because let me tell you something, I've been creating content for a really long period of time. I've been studying people that create content for a really long period of time, and none of us, nobody ever says that their first idea is their best idea or their first title is their best title. And that's exactly why you need to be getting in more reps. Instead of just going with that first idea, filming, you need to make sure that you're scripting out 3 to 4 different hooks, because if your hook isn't good, well then guess what ends up happening? People aren't going to watch your video, and that's going going to result in your post dying out. Or maybe your idea wasn't that good, and YouTube doesn't actually understand that there's a huge audience for the idea that you have, and that is why you're not getting views. Either way, you need to make sure that you spend more time on this phase, because it will actually control how many views you end up getting and whether or not your posts even end up making it out there and people see them. Now this brings me to an incredibly important tip that I need to make sure that you're doing. You need to make sure that you have somebody talking within your videos, or you have a voiceover within your videos. Now of course, this isn't literally for every single video, but a lot of you would get a lot more watch time and end up getting a lot more views if you had just a voiceover. If you think that people are just going to read the text that's on the screen and go along with that while you have some crazy music in the background that has nothing to do with your content, well, you're fooling yourself, because people aren't going to stick around for that. They want to hear a human's voice, they want to be told a story, and if you're not doing those two things, it's one of the reasons that you're not getting that many views on YouTube, or you could be posting at the wrong time. And if you're posting at the wrong time on YouTube, it could be one of the reasons that your videos skyrocket and then they completely die off. So if you want to know the best time to post on YouTube right now, please watch this video right here. It's going to share with you the best time that you should be posting to maximize the amount of views that you get in the first 24 hours.